Hi everyone. Happy Friday. Did you enjoy all the snow that we had this week? Did you make a snowman with all the snow that we had? Did you put that little corn cob nose on his nose? No, because something that we all forgot when we wished for snow is that how fast it turns to ice as soon as the snow comes. Erin learned that the hard way this week when she ran outside. When I say ran, she slid outside the majority of the time. Yeah, we have the ice with the snow here. So no more snow. No more snow. Wouldn't you agree with that? No more snow. Done with it. Out to the first day. It was done. We had our little bit. We had our wishes met, and now let's have 70-degree days. That would be great. Couple of reminders. First of all, camp notices will be out soon. We are doing camps this summer. We are doing a strings camp. We are doing a musical this summer. We are doing a drum camp. We're going to do a choir. We're going to do some adult stuff in addition to our lessons. So please stay tuned. Very excited about it. Also, convocation starts February 7th. So sign up will be out next week. We're really working on feedback. And remember that feedback, when we give feedback to each other on the convocation, that it needs to be specific and it needs to be positive as much as possible. So what is the point of giving feedback if all we're going to do is say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, or, oh, that was great, and then not give a reason why something was great, right? We want our students to actually learn from each other. And so we're going to be working on this feedback component. And it's such a good metaphor for life because this is how we should be communicating with each other. We should try to be diplomatic and understanding and all the things that we need to stay open and honest with each other and loving with each other. So we'll see you at convocation. I wanted to talk today a little bit about, and I've talked about this before, but I want talk about a little bit more about investment in music lessons. How are you investing in your music lessons? Did you know that investing in music lessons is investing in yourself? Yeah. Yeah, especially with us, it's lessons are one-on-one. So it's really that the lesson is tailored to you and what you need, but it is a time for you to be creative, for you to be musical, but also disciplined and to challenge yourself and all the beautiful things that come along with making music. It is a time for you. It's a very unique experience that very few things bring. And honestly, we do things just like they do in the mental health arena. And a lot of us have had the same schooling or same amount of schooling as those people. So we find that music is a necessary component in the mental health part of our lives. Um, so you're investing in yourself when you're investing in your lessons, you're investing in the education of you or your child. So when you are looking for schools to invest in, schools that have teachers who are investing in their own education as teachers, that's a very important thing. And knowledgeable professors, right? Are professionals, knowledgeable. And it's music as a language, right? We want our students to know the language, to understand the language, in addition to making music. It's so easy just to not learn the language and just to focus on the sound. And there is something to be said about that. There is nothing wrong with that on its own. But I think what truly makes a musician is to also understand the language. So that brings me back to my next thing, what to look out for. So when you are investing in your lessons, I would look at how much you are paying for the lessons. If you are paying a low amount for your lessons, I can guarantee if you're working with a teacher that that teacher is also getting paid a low amount. So if we are to value ourselves, if we to value this profession, and music has been around since the dawn of time, right? Since the dawn of humanity, right? It's something that we need as a society, as a community, we need it, right? Then we have to value the people who are teaching it. And that means Finding teachers who have invested in their own education. All of our teachers here at the school have degrees in music. A lot of us have masters. I have had 7 years of college as a voice teacher. And I'm not the only one at this school. A lot of them have gone through that much training. And that does not even talk about the outside stuff. As a singer, we can talk about this some other time, but how much you have to pay to do other things too. But I've had a ton of training and my teachers have had a ton of training. And not only have my teachers had a ton of training in terms of education, they've also had in school training. So we meet as a faculty several times a year and we work on best practices. We work on like innovation. Now we take what we need from it and we throw away the rest because we don't think that music is all about innovation. It's a lot about tradition as well. And we don't want the traditions to be thrown out the window. Um, but they are working on training as a staff. Matter of fact, in January we had our a training. We call it a retreat for a half day, and the teachers, one of the things they did was they taught each other. So not only are they teaching students, they were also getting the experience of teaching another professional who teaches a completely different way and a different instrument. And that really shows humility and understanding and collaboration and all the things that are necessary to be a good teacher. So remember that when you are opening your purse or your wallet to pay for lessons, that you are also investing in the teacher and not devaluing what the teacher does. And sometimes music is devalued, unfortunately. And it's because we all have music in us, but few of us have done the training that is need to learn the language, to learn the other things, to learn the intricacies and the technique and all of that. And it's hard sometimes to remember that. So remember that when you open your purse and your wallet, that you are investing in your teacher. Not only are you investing in your teacher, you're investing in the facility, you're investing in the performing opportunities, you're investing in the instruments themselves. There's so many ways to invest that it's not all about what's the cheapest, right? Especially with the invention of AI and online lessons and online programs, you and these sometimes in these things you're not actually working with a person, or you're working with a person who's not trained, or you're working with working with someone who maybe is really new at their job. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with being new at your job, but we just believe that there needs to be proper training as you're new in your job. So also what to look out for. Is there a support system? When you go for your lessons, do you feel supported? Do you feel like you're allowed to do things? Or are you told no? So we have to be very aware of that because traditionally that has happened quite a bit. There's this sometimes idea either you have it or you don't, and that's not true. And so we want to find teachers who say, "Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that." Now, we have to also be realistic and reasonable and stuff as well and realize that music takes time. Um, Actually, I want to talk about that as well. And the invention of AI and online programs and stuff, and then also these television music competitions. The people see these musicians and they don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes. They see what they see just on stage. And then the coaches sometimes are not giving helpful feedback. They're giving more feedback to appease the audience. It's more of a for television kind of thing. And so they're not actually getting to see the work done, right? And that's the beauty of music is that it is not this black and white thing. Either you have it or you don't, or this instantaneous thing or you don't. It's something that you have to work on, right? So also investment takes time. And so if you want a good program, you're going to have to invest your time, money and time. It just depends on how serious you are about your investing in yourself. Because even if you don't have hopes of being a professional someday, if you are not investing in your time and your teacher and all of that, then it's a half education. And so you're kind of, it's a taste. Don't you want to learn the language? Don't you want to understand what you're doing? Don't you want to have every opportunity available to you so that you can have any choice when it comes to the time if you want to be a professional or if you want to go further or if you want to have higher hopes? Don't you want that opportunity? So, why does any of this matter? If we start investing in ourselves, like really investing in ourselves, I think it would actually cut down on financial waste. It would cut down on time wasting. I think it would put more of our time into positive things instead of things like technology. Well, somebody's going to argue that technology is really good, but I mean like social media and distraction. This is going to like help us discover who we are apart from our jobs, apart from our schooling, apart from all of that. It's so freeing and it's so educational and it's we need this in this world. We need it. So I urge you, when you are investing in your music education, that you're taking the time to invest in institutions that invest in their teachers and their program. All right. I hope you have a good week. Hopefully, I'll be back next week. See you later.